Hello, manifestors. So, why don't you have your SP by now? Well, I'm going to tell you why in this video, because there is a pattern. There is a very common pattern that I see firsthand talking to my clients, and we have to talk about this once and for all, I hope. If you are new here, please subscribe, like the video, comment, share the video if you can, so more people like you can learn how to become master manifestors. My name is Sylviane. I am a manifesting coach. I do one-on-one coaching and email coaching. I have a podcast based on the law of assumption, the teaching of Neville Goddard, every Tuesday on all the podcast platforms. I also have a blog every Thursday, and I have a free Facebook group. It's a private group, but it's free, and a VIP paid group where I do a Q&A live every Wednesday. And Andreza, who is a wonderful coach in my team, is creating knockout challenges to improve your manifesting skills. And all the links are down below this video in the description box. So when you get to know the law of assumption and how we manifest our desires, you hear the phrase, you need to live in the end. Living in the end. And a lot of you are like, yeah, okay, sure, I can live in the end, right? I live in the end of having my desires. But the thing is, this past week, talking to some clients, not for the first time, but for a few times, clients that are supposed to know by now exactly what they are supposed to do. What I found out by digging and talking to them and asking them questions is that, as a matter of fact, when it comes to manifesting their SP, they are not living in the end. Or should I say, they are living in the end of the SP isn't here. They are living in the end of not having their SP. That's the truth of the matter. And that's the truth that comes out for every single one of you who, after a reasonable amount of time manifesting an SP, still don't have the SP. Now, unlike some people, I'm against telling people that, you can manifest an SP overnight, because that's not how it works. There's always some type of circumstances that need to move. So manifesting a person or even anything else, we have to give it a reasonable amount of time for it to move in the 3D world. And the 3D world is a slow world. It's not like the 4D, which is very rapid. But after a reasonable amount of time, if your situation has not moved, you've got to be honest with yourself. It is because of you. It's never the law, right? The law works perfectly. But it is because you are living in the end of not having your SP, therefore you don't have them. You probably know that saying from Albert Einstein, that to keep doing the same thing and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. And that's true when it comes to being a conscious manifester. If your main state is living in the end of not having your SP, and I know that many of you are doing this, well, your main state is going to be the winner, right? There's no way around that. The state that you constantly return to is your dwelling place, as Neville said. So, no matter how much you affirm, no matter how many sats you're doing, if in your waking hours, your main state is, I'm here alone, and SP isn't here, in all the many ways that you guys are doing this, well, that is the state that is manifesting in your physical world as results in your physical world. Therefore, in that world of yours, SB isn't going to be there because you are living in the end of not having USB. Not from what you're telling me, guys. You are living in the end really and truthfully of not having your SB. And this is the reason why SB isn't here. Guys, I'm going to say it again. After a reasonable amount of time, if you do not have any movement, any SB yet, this is because you are living in the end of not having them. And when I hear what you guys are telling me, sometimes after a while, I finally realize what you are truly doing, where you are truly living in your mind. And where you are truly living in your mind is, I don't have him. I don't have her. I don't have them. That's what you are doing. And there's no mystery, guys. That's why you don't have your SB. Because one thing that you must realize from now on, if you have never really consciously realized that before, is that we are always living in the end of some type of assumption. So if you are living in the end of assuming USB not being here, by keeping on looking for proof in 3D, by keeping on thinking, I hope they're not moving on with third party, by keeping on thinking, I don't know if they love me after all, maybe they don't, maybe they do, I'm not sure. If you are keeping on doing those things, you are living in the end of not having the SB. You are living in the end of the assumption, I do not have my SB right now. My SB is absolutely not in my world right now. Or you are looking at pictures of them and thinking, wow, that's gonna be a while until I get you. Someone told me recently, I'm waiting for my SB. Waiting is not living in the end. Well, it is living in the end. It is living in the end of waiting, not having. So guys, if you're doing this, are you surprised that you don't have your SB right now? Because when I find out that you are doing those things, still, I'm not. I'll be shocked if you did have your SB, frankly. So, this is why you don't have your SB right now. You are not living in the end of having them, not by any shape or form. You are living in the end of not having them. Therefore, the law, which is a perfect law and will always give you what you assume to be true, well, obviously your SB is not going to be in your world. Not until you change the way you think. You cannot fool the law, as I said many times before. Living in the end, or having the thought, the concrete thought that your desire is yours, is the must to manifest anything. And that includes a specific person. So it doesn't matter if you affirm. It doesn't even matter if you are imagining once in a while or even every night. If your main state of being is that your SB isn't in your life right now, is missing in action, is not in your 3D world and all that stuff. If this is your main feeling, your main thoughts, it is completely normal. According to the law, it is completely logical that your SB isn't here right now. So by now, you should know what are your main thoughts, what are your main feelings, what is the main state that you are living in every day. Because that is what is manifesting right now into your life. You know the saying from Albert Einstein, right? To keep on doing the same thing and expecting different results is the definition of insanity, as I said at the beginning of this video. So basically, when you keep on reacting to 3D, when you keep on looking out there for proof of result, when you keep on thinking, What is my SP's thinking right now? Has he moved on or has she moved on with a third party? Do they even want me? And so on and so forth. Which is the type of thinking that you people have on a constant basis. If you keep on doing this and expecting different results, that's the definition of insanity. There is no way on earth that you are going to change what you are manifesting right now when it comes to your SP if you do not change the state that you are living in. You must change that, because no matter how many affirmations you're saying, guys, no matter what you do, if your main state is I don't have my SP right now, this is why you don't have them right now. And I hear it in what you're saying. I feel it. I know why you don't have your SP right now. And you don't have your SP right now because you're not living in the end of having your SP. But don't fool yourself, because you are living in the end of something. We are always living in the end of some assumption, and you are living in the end of not having them. Ask yourself the question truthfully, what end am I living in? And you will see that you are living in the end of not having your SP. This is why I want you to do this exercise for a few days. It's an exercise that I give to my clients. Write down honestly for a few days in a row every single negative and opposite thought that comes through your mind. Be honest to yourself and write them down. I have given that exercise to some people who do it to some extent, but they actually are not even writing down the true negative thoughts that they have. So if you don't do the exercise correctly, that's not going to be working for you either. You need to be honest. Honesty pays off, guys. It really helps you change that concept of self. Be honest for a few days to a week. Write down any negative and opposite thoughts that come through your mind, because we don't only have negative thoughts, sometimes we have opposite thoughts. An example of an opposite thought, saying something like, I'm getting close to my desire. Really? So let's say this is not a negative thought, right? You're getting close to get your SP. But it's definitely a contradicting thought. How can you be close to a goal that you already have? Right? It's one or the other. So watch it, guys. Be careful. What are the negative and opposite thoughts that you entertain day in and day out? Write them down. And once you have them in a written form in front of you, it will be easier to fight against them. And I don't even like the word fight, but to eliminate them. And if you need my help doing so, well, check the links down below. You can get coaching from me. You can get one-on-one coaching or email coaching. And I hope this was helpful, guys. And if it was, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not yet. Comment. I love to read and answer to your comments. And share the video if you can, so more people like you can wake up to the law of assumption and become master manifestors. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.